Hi, this is Gladius News, your source for news, events and interesting topics. And today I've got something interesting for you. A few days ago there was a protest that went on, and it's about the hardships that are going on with people in Sri Lanka. And for those of you who don't know, it's all based around corruption, so quite a lot of people thinking their own governments are, corrupt, and well, the people in Sri Lanka they can't even get basic necessities. So I'm gonna pass you on to the interviews that I took and show you what went on.
New Guinea. He is here with us in solidarity with Sri Lankan people. So he would like to say some words on behalf of Sri Lankan people in Sri Lanka.
When I say Gota, you say go home. Gota!
Go home!
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 When I say Gota, you say terrorist. Gota!
Terrorist!
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 We are here in the Parliament of United Kingdom. From Sri Lanka to UK, from UK to West Papua, we stand in solidarity with the people of Sri Lanka against the barbaric criminal nepotism of the Gota who have lead the country corrupt. As a kill massacre, many people cannot survive because increase the oil, every food, and people suffer because they are criminal oppression of this government. Sometimes the Gota use his own family to operate in the government. The government not led by the people, but led by nepotism. We need to smash this criminal government because this criminal government destroy our population of my brother and sister in Sri Lanka. When I say Gota, you say go home. Gota!
Go home!
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 We say no more torture. We say release all the political prisoners who are demanding for their peace and justice because your corruption, because your criminality, because your barbarism in Sri Lanka. So we are here. We will make sure every people in Sri Lanka to come out to get their justice and freedom. And until the government need to smash it down because this government not stand there for the people, but this government stand for their own benefit to make rich for themselves, for their family, not the people who are suffer from any civilian in Sri Lanka. So we say against Gota, you say stop killing people. Gota!
Stop killing people!
Gota!
Stop killing people!
Gota!
Stop killing people!
Louder. When I say Gota, you say murderers. Gota!
Murderers!
Gota!
Murderers!
Gota!
Murderers!
Gota!
Murderers!
Solidarity from indigenous people from West Papua.
Thank you very much.
Alright, I'm here with Nirmala Rajasingham.
Yes, that's
And
right.
do you want to tell me what this is about today?
Yes, today, we have been protesting here for quite a while. We had a continuous protest for 15 days, daily protest, in solidarity with the Aragalaya in Sri Lanka, the struggle, particularly Gota, Go Gama protests in Colombo, and the thing is now we are again, this is another continuation. We have had a break. Today we have had this one-off protest, and we will be planning more protests and other activities in solidarity with the people, people back home and the protests back home. Yeah.
Okay. Well, what does Gota mean?
Gota is the name of the president, Gotabaya.
So when it says
Gotabaya Rajapaksa. You know that the country is still, in a way, de facto, even though the Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa has resigned, being ruled by the Rajapaksas. It's dynastic rule. 6 family members, close family members, are in leading positions in the government, or were in the leading positions, and they have just stepped.
They took them out, did they? Or?
No, they haven't taken them out, but they have resigned their cabinet positions, and Prime Minister and Mahinda Rajapaksa has resigned from being Prime Minister, and another politician has become Prime Minister at the invitation of the President, the all-powerful President Gotabaya Rajapaksa. This is Ranil Wickremesinghe, who is really a discredited politician. He lost his own seat in the last elections, and he only came to Parliament, the only MP from his party. All the others lost their seats because of the proportional representation procedures. He came on what we call the national list. He's thoroughly discredited politically, and because he's so weak, Rajapaksa has deliberately invited him to be Prime Minister. So the plan was to have a new interim government, new personnel. They didn't even bother to change the faces. It's the same old people in power still. So we are not expecting anything good to come out of this. So we have no choice but to continue to protest. And especially because things are getting really bad in Sri Lanka. I mean, we are on the edge our people are on the edge of starvation and death, basically. The country is grinding to a halt, basically. And so we have no choice but to protest in support of our people back home who are suffering great hardship.
I'm hearing that was it on the 50th day or?
Today is the 50th day of the Gota Gogama Coalface site, where the protest began.
I'm hearing that people are they sending police onto the protesters now?
They are trying many maneuvers to attack the protesters. Actually, on the day Mahinda Rajapaksa resigned, he organized a gang of thugs, his henchmen really, to go and attack the protesters viciously. Many were injured, and many of these criminals are still at large, including Mahinda Rajapaksa, who was the main organizer. Some of his close henchmen and ministers in government were also the organizers. Only a few of them have been arrested. But then after that, there was a backlash in the various towns and cities adjacent. And of course, ordinary people rose up. There was a brief moment of, an uprising kind of thing. And 1,500 people 1,500 protesters were detained, and over 600, they say it's nearly 677 people have been remanded.
Really?
So it is such an inappropriate response in the sense that, while the criminal thugs who attacked the very peaceful, non-violent protesters are at large, and ordinary public, people who resisted, have been thrown in prison. So this is another reason for us to continue our protest.
Really, it should be the two people who are corrupt. They should be in jail.
Absolutely, they should be in jail for a whole range of criminal acts. Corruption. Large-scale corruption, people's disappearances, people, the killing of people, civil, dissenters, civic activists, journalists, you name it. So many people have died when they were in power, and there is a track leading to these people as the perpetrators, as the organizers. Basically, the Rajapaksas would not brook any dissent whatsoever, and so
there anything else you want to say to people, who are watching this, who, they
Yeah,
have...
I mean, we want you all to, support the struggle of the people. The people have to now, because the government is floundering and there is no real government. Really, the people have to take matters into their hand and to organize society again, organize political power. They have to set the political agenda. They have to put forward the demands. And I hope internationally that people will support them.
Yeah, okay. Well, thank you. Thanks. All right, I'm here with Nawaz from Cosmos.co.uk. And
Hi.
yeah, just tell me what's happening.
This is the 50th day of the protest, where in Sri Lanka there was quite a lot of issues pertaining to the economic crisis and the mismanagement and corruption and various family regimes which has brought Sri Lanka into a level where we don't have any foreign currencies, or we are begging for food and medicines at the moment. So the young people have stood up to voice in terms of getting the right change of political change in Sri Lanka for the betterment of the country. And over here in London, they got together to support the people in Sri Lanka, especially in Golf Face. It's a beautiful beach area where all the people have gathered, voicing for the change. So that's what we are doing, trying to be part of this in London to get give a moral support to those people in Sri Lanka.
Yeah, it's nice to giving support from, is there other countries that are also supporting it as well? Or worldwide, is it?
Yeah, it's a worldwide movement everywhere. And on 5th of June, there is a protest in front of the UNHRC in Geneva.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, so it's going to be, they have asked all the people who want a change, who want to voice on behalf of Sri Lanka to come to Geneva over there to voice, and they are doing a petition as well. So it's quite a lot of activities are happening under the pretext of for a peaceful country, for a peaceful change over for the benefit of the Sri Lankans.
And I've recently heard, I know it's the 50th day, I've heard that people are getting, thrown into jail and attacked and disappeared, and I can't believe, it's happening in this day and age that, government will do that to its people, and, just because they want to get proper, treatment by,
Yeah, it is very sad. All this happened just before the Prime Minister of Sri Lanka resigned. One of the conditions of the protesters was that go home Mahinda, who is the Prime Minister. And the protesters and the movement was able to fulfill or get to that stage. But after that, the government is in hunting for the people who have organized these things, and they are putting fair enough, there were during that period when the Mahinda was resigning, there was some protest and trouble, and the houses were burnt, and there are some violences and mob attacks. And after that, the government was trying to identify the people who have who were doing these violences, and
who are they sending? Military or police?
It's police. At the moment, the police is the CID, the Criminal Investigation Department, are trying to find out come to the bottom of it, and to find the people who have done it. And if it is really if it is the real people were caught and punished, is welcome. But the problem is the peaceful protesters, if they are targeted and discriminated and put into a shame and threatened, this is where that the international community and the international government has to voice for a peaceful protest, which is within the rights of the people who
Exactly, yeah, everyone
a
has-
democratic life.
In democratic society, anybody should be able to, say that they're not happy with the government or happy with what's happening. They have to voice their opinions, and
That's right.
people over here, obviously, you get support over here, and you're able to say it.
Yeah.
Over there, like it's people getting disappeared.
Exactly. I
I can't
mean,
believe
you
that.
can see it is a peaceful discussions and what's happening and how best we can support. That's what they are discussing and voicing. So it is important to understand that it is not always the way that planned, but sometimes violences can happen. But we as civil, we want to demonstrate a peaceful protest, and we don't want to damage, or we don't want to we don't want to promote any violence amongst
Exactly, yeah.
members, and
Peaceful.
a way to show our displeasure, to show our anger, our grievances for the benefit of the voiceless people of Sri Lanka who doesn't have much voice in looking for a change.
Is there anything else you want to say, to people who are watching, who want
All
don't know
what I
about it?
can say at the moment is tune on to the news message and support the people who are voicing and be peaceful. And especially Sri Lanka at the moment is going on an economic crisis in terms of shortage of medicines, shortage of gas, kerosene fuel, and so we as international community must try to support as much as possible to the people who are in real need, and support support the community and Sri Lankans. Thank you.
All right. Well, thank you, man. Thanks, and
Thank you.
I hope it goes well, and you eventually able to sort out what's happening.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, man. Thanks.
අපේ උන් බෝලින් වල අපේ උන් බෝලින් වල දිවාරයේ වේලනවා රට වනසපු හොර තක්කඩි චොපර් වලින් ඇවිදිනවා Karau kudu karau Naranadema kudu karau Naranadema kudu karau Ape unde olu palapo Ape unde olu palapo Naranadema kudu karau Naranadema kudu karau Gota! ඉතිහාසයේ වෙනස් කරන අරගලේ අපි සේරම එකතු වෙලා පටන් වදින අරගලේ තනි නොකරමු ගෝල් ෆේස් අරගලේ තනි නොකරමු අපේ ආදර අරගලේ